Have you ever felt like your life is on pause while everyone else keeps moving forward? Like you should be doing more, achieving more, becoming more, but instead you're just in this stuck state. You wake up, go through the same routine, think the same thoughts, and go to sleep feeling like nothing has really changed. You're honestly not lazy, you're not broken, but there is something that is holding back, and today I kind of want to figure out what exactly that is and how to finally break free from it. And first, we need to get something straight. Feeling stuck does not mean you're actually stuck. Most of the time, it's not your situation, it's your perception. And think about it, you might be waiting for the right time or the perfect plan or some sort of sign that tells you it's okay to move forward, but that moment rarely comes. Instead, what happens is this: you stay in the same place telling yourself you're preparing when in reality you're just postponing, and what feels like being stuck is often uncertainty mixed with fear. And your brain just does not like uncertainty, so it pushes you towards what's predictable, even if it's not what you actually want. It's just that comfortable state. And here's that truth that people don't want to hear is that you're not in an actual stuck situation, you're just in a comfortable situation. Even if your current situation frustrates you, it's still familiar, and familiar feels safe. Your brain would rather keep you in a place you don't like than risk putting you in a situation it can't control. So instead of taking action, you hesitate. You tell yourself things like, I just need a little bit more time. I'm not really ready yet. What if I mess up? But those thoughts aren't protecting you, they're keeping you exactly where you are. And growth requires discomfort. There's no way around it. If nothing feels uncomfortable, chances are you're not growing. And that leads me to my next topic is that just you're overthinking everything. And if you're overthinking everything, you're replaying decisions in your head, you're imaging every possible outcome. You try to predict what could go wrong before you even begin. And the more you think, the harder it acts. Overthinking gives you the illusion of control. It makes you feel like you're being productive, but in reality, it's just fear wearing a smarter disguise. And no amount of thinking will give you 100% certainty. Progress doesn't come from perfect decisions, it comes from taking action even when you're unsure of the actual outcomes. And let's talk about something that's quietly keeping you in this stuck state, and that's comparison. Every day you see people online who seem ahead of you. They're more successful, more confident, or more put together. And without even realizing it, you start measuring your life against theirs. And suddenly your progress feels so small compared to them. Your efforts feel insignificant, and but what you're not seeing is what you're seeing is the highlight reel and not the actual reality of what has actually gone on. You don't see their struggles, you don't see their failures, you don't see the years it took them to get where they are now. When you constantly compare yourself, you lose focus on your own path, and without focus you lose momentum. And a lot of people think that you're stuck because they lack talent or motivation or discipline, but often the real problem is much simpler. You don't know what you actually want. And that's more common than you think. When you don't have clarity, everything feels overwhelming. Every option feels risky, every step feels uncertain. So instead of choosing something and moving forward, you stay in the middle doing nothing. But clarity doesn't come from sitting still and thinking. It comes from action. You trying something new, you're learning from it, and you adjust. That's how direction is built, and that's how you move past things. You have to create that pathing for yourself. And there's another layer to feeling stuck that people don't talk about enough is the fear of failure. And the fear of being judged is a harsh truth that everybody has to hear is that what if you try and it doesn't work? What if people don't support you? What if you look foolish? So instead in risking embarrassment or failure, you choose inaction because doing nothing feels safer than doing something and failing. But here's the truth. Failure isn't what keeps people stuck. Avoidance is. Every successful person you admire has failed multiple times. Multiple they have struggled so much that we can't even understand that level, and they're where they're at now because they've struggled. And the difference between them and you is that they're not stopping. And that's where we have to fix that, is that even when you're struggling, is that you don't ever stop. You always pick yourself back up and you get there. And so how do you actually get unstuck is honestly you don't need a complete life. You don't need a complete life reset. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start small and take one step at a time. Send the message, start the project, apply for the opportunity, try the thing you've been avoiding. Action creates clarity. Clarity builds confidence, and confidence creates like a momentum. And momentum is what pulls you out of the stuck feeling. You're not stuck just standing still. And in the moment you decide to move even just a little, everything starts to change. So don't wait for the perfect moment, just start now.